Hey everyone, I'm going to scrapbook another layout today. I'm going to scrapbook this picture of my nephew Gabe. This is him showing his first loose tooth, and that happened earlier this year. I pulled out a few things. I'm really not sure where I'm going with this layout as usual. I know that's the picture. That's as far as I've gotten. But this is the stuff that I walked around my room and just pulled out as I saw it and thought that maybe I could use some of this. So this is a Bella Boulevard. It's called Blurbs Midterm, and I thought this for the record, or maybe this what if. I'm thinking blue and green for the layout, so maybe something on this sheet would work. I've pulled this chipboard set. This is Basic Gray from their Oliver collection, and as you can see, I have a lot of these chipboard pieces left. So I'm going to try to incorporate some of those into the layout. I was going for this blue and green, and I thought maybe this blue, but it's kind of got a flower on it, so I'm really not sure. But I pulled these. These are fabric border stickers, but they came in a kit, so I'm not sure who made those. I pulled the For the Record 2 collection from Echo Park, and I think this is going to be the main portions of the layout. And then I have this journaling circle from, let me see who made this, Scenic Route. And I have these 3 tags from Tags to Go by Foofla, or something like that. Foofla, something like that. So it's these 3 tags, and that's kind of where I'm pulling the color scheme. And even though these blues don't match exactly, I'm hoping I could use 1 or 2 of these and try to get rid of them as well. So that's where we're going to start, and we'll see where we go. Thank you for watching. Hey guys, we're going to go through this layout today. I am just going through all of the papers that came in that For the Record collection, and I'm just putting off to the left there the ones that I think may work for this layout. And it turns, of course, to be many more papers than I'm actually going to use, but that's typically what I do. I go through all of the papers, take out the ones that I definitely won't use, leave the ones that I may use on the desk there, and then kind of figure it out from there. So I knew I wanted to use these 3 tags. There were 3 of these blue tags in the package and then 1 weird pink. I used the pink on a different layout, but it was just 1 pink label in that set that didn't quite go. But so I'm trying to arrange. I thought first I would use the 3 tags as a photo mat, so I thought about that. And here I am. Here's where I'll start to get rid of more of that paper that I pulled out. And as I figure out where I'm going with the layout, that determines, now we're down to 4 sheets of paper from wherever we started. So I've decided on that polka dot, that sort of triangular diamond pattern, and the chevron there. And here I'm going to cut out a mat, if you will, of paper there, and I just cut it out roughly because I thought I would leave it that way, like it didn't need to be even. That was my initial thought, and then here you'll see I'll go and straighten it up because I didn't like the way it looked uneven there. It's still a little crooked. And then again, just playing with those tags to see the way that I like the best in laying them out. I really like that diamond paper. It's like yellow green. I think there's a black in it as well. We're going to cut out a section of that to use underneath this photo. And I realize that is not straight, so let's put it back in the trimmer and straighten it up some more. I don't know that I ever got it perfectly straight, but definitely a lot more straight than I initially cut it. So here I am laying my pictures out, figuring out exactly how I want the papers to layer. And then obviously I thought that was just a bit too long, so I cut that off, and then I turned it over. That polka dot paper, I turned it over to use a bit of that blue on that side there. And then I think at this point I'm pretty happy with the way this looks, so I'm going to start adhering these pieces down. Just fiddling with the placement of that picture a bit, trying to get it lined up with the edge of that diamond paper. And then just lifting up the elements to get adhesive down where it didn't lay while I was putting my layers together. I'm trying to get better at this whole layering behind my photos, but I don't know. I mean, it's a work in progress. So then there are a few of these words and things on this cut apart paper. So I cut a couple of pieces of that apart. One of them was that documented, and then just this label. And then I'll also cut this yellow. There's a yellow in that diamond paper, so I felt like the layout needed some yellow, so I cut that. It's like the front of a composition book pattern almost. I thought I might put that behind. I'm going to round the corners with the We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper on that documented label, and then figure out the placement for both that journaling circle, and that's from Scenic Route. Then I thought about putting those labels there and then decided no, I don't like that, so we left that plain, that journaling circle plain again. And now I'm just thinking. I spent a lot of time. I sped the video up, but I didn't cut any of it out this time, because I said in my last video that I cut a lot of that thinking time out, and I probably still should. I'm taking the branding strip off of that now. But I spend a significant amount of time just thinking. I did a video the other day, I haven't posted it yet, of a layout that I had planned ahead of time, and it went together so much faster. But I typically don't do that. I get my pictures and I get my paper, and then it's, whatever moves me at that point. So here's where I'm really trying to bring some yellow out of that diamond paper in, so I decided that I would use some washi tape to do that. Because the yellow is a subtle hint, but I felt like the layout needed more than just these kind of muted blue colors. And then, so that picks up on that yellow that's in that diamond pattern paper. And then I'm going to bring in some blue washi tape as well, so layer those together. And there we go. So now the yellow is there, and then I'm also going to use a yellow. This is a vinyl puffy kind of thicker. It's from the Dear Lizzie collection. And this is Gabe showing off his first loose tooth, which I think I said in the intro part. And I'm going to use some wax paper here to kind of figure out where I want my layers. And what I do here is I'm going to take this wax paper off of the layout. I'm going to lay it on my grid, on my Making Memories craft mat there. And I'm going to use the lines on that grid to make sure that these letters line up so that they're even. So I'm just pulling all the letters that I need off for the word tooth. And O's, O's, I don't know. I always seem to put O's and S's on backwards. But I'm pretty happy with that. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get the spacing right. And then I realized that the word tooth is going to line up straight across that piece of yellow washi tape. And then I thought, you should have put it more to the left. But once they're on pictures, it's pretty hard to get them off. So it turned out okay the way it is. And then once you get that first word down, getting the rest of it to line up is pretty easy. And now it's time to finally commit to where we're going to put that documented and that journaling circle. And at this point I'm like, I could leave it just like this, or I could add more to it, or it just depends on your personal preference. Sometimes I scrapbook in a very simple sort of way and would just leave it like that, obviously with adding some journaling, but just go on here. And here's that thinking. I do a lot of that. And you figure this is sped up to 4 times the actual speed that I'm doing this. So I spend a lot of time just thinking. And I think one of the things I want to do going forward is do more planning, because it takes an incredible. I think, planning would help me cut down on the amount of time it takes. It would actually save me time. Planning would actually save me time, I think. So I'm adding the word first from with these Lily Bee stickers. They're a very small font. And then I'm going to play with these chipboard pieces from the Basic Ray Oliver collection. It's an older collection, but I just want to get some use out of it. And I played with that arrow there. I'm going to play with that arrow again, and in the end, the arrow never worked. So. And then there are just these are chipboard pieces. They're just like little squiggly lines, but the colors match. I think this is squiggly, and then that one's sort of more pinked. So I decide that I like those extending up to the top of that page. They're filling in that space that's to the left of the photo. And then I'll put this down and realize that I put them down in the wrong order. So I had to cut more of that second one, that green one, off, and then add a bit of that first one, the bluer one, back on, because I put them back down in the wrong order. It happens. It's fixed. And here I am playing with that arrow again. I want that arrow to work so bad. I want to like point to his tooth, but the arrow never works out, so I had to let go of that idea. Thought about using that doily. It was a little bit too girly, I thought. So I had a piece of green, just a circle that I punched out for a different layout that I did, and I thought maybe adding that would be helpful, but that didn't add anything. I'm going through all my label stickers now. There's some L Studio there. There's all my Mind's Eye and Jelly Bean Soup on that binder ring. I keep them all like that. I'm just going through all of that to see what else I want to add to this layout. Looking at some of the stickers on the on the sticker sheet that came with the collection pack. So I'm going to take these yellow stickers that are on the sticker sheet from that collection pack, and I'm going to spell out his name. So just another hint of yellow added to the page to balance out with that sort of blue and aqua scheme. And at this point, I don't know where I'm going to put my journaling. I think I'm either going to put it on those tags or to the right and below the word documented, but... And then because there's some black in that diamond paper, I thought that there wasn't enough contrast. There needed to be some black somewhere else. So I added this sticker down the side there, and I had to pull all my elements up because I, of course, didn't plan that. So I had to pull all those elements up and then add some more adhesive to get everything to sit back down the way it's supposed to. And then just add that. I'm pulling that scalloped black sticker over a bit and putting it more under the tag for documented, because I know that circle journaling thing is going to go, and I'm just trying to make it look like it's not cut off, like it really was just that way. So that's why I kept taking my scissors to it to kind of round it off, so it didn't look like I just cut it. So. And now I'm going to do my journaling, and I decided at the end to put my journaling down here in this bottom right hand corner. And just talking about the fact that when he first started losing his teeth, and his teeth when his teeth first started getting loose, he thought that they were all going to fall out. He thought there was something wrong. He wasn't expecting it. So I'm just journaling about that, and then adding the date to that label, that sort of circle journal spot. And then I'm going to add some twine to the tops of those tags. I think I use some light green twine, and all my twine that's in that like sugar shaker is from the twinery. And I got that idea for storing the twine like that from Pinterest. I saw it on Pinterest. So I went to the dollar store. The dollar store was actually selling those sugar shakers, so I just picked up a few of those and then put all my twine in it. And I think that adds it pulls that the layout, the decorative part of the layout doesn't look like it's floating as much now. And then here I did something that I'd never done before, but a lot of people have, and that was stringing this twine down there so that it actually loops. I'd never done that before, so I mean, you know, everyone has. I've seen it on a lot of layouts, but I'd never done it before. So this was an experiment, and I actually really like the way it looked. It turned a pretty straightforward, I think. It turned a pretty straightforward layout into a bit. It gave it a little bit of whimsy, I guess. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw the loops the way I want them. And then I'm going to go over them with my Zig pen. And I'm sorry I have my head in. I always scrapbook at night, like when it's dark and things. And so my hair is always up. I always have glasses on. That's why you'll never see me on camera, because when I'm doing this, it's like bedtime. The makeup's already gone for the day. So I'm just running, now I'm running that twine along those glue lines so that it'll sit the way I want it to. And I do say, that's a technique that I really want to use more, using twine as a decorative element, more so than just you know, putting it through the ends of tags, and using it in a more traditional sense. I really like making shapes on the layouts with it, so I think I'm going to use that a bit more. I'm going to put that journaling circle up on Pop Dots. I'm going to clean up a bit. I clean up between every layout, so you'll see me doing this from time to time. And what I'm really doing is waiting for that glue to dry. And then here is I keep this bin next to my desk, and it has a bunch of like all the different label stickers. And that one there says, "Show that toothy grin." And I was going to lay it down flat, and then decided because that label in the lower left-hand corner is up on Pop Dots, I decided to put this one up on Pop Dots as well. So on the diagonal, they're sort of balanced. And then once I put that down, this is going to be the end of the layout. Thanks for